Good morning. So, how are you? So, today I'm going to talk a little bit about perfectionism. So, oh my goodness, Christmas can really be a time where we focus on wanting it to be perfect, wanting it to be amazing, wanting to have those great conversations, those connections, buy the perfect present, and it can be absolutely exhausting. So, as I'm sort of thinking about today, I think what I'd really love you to think about is what really matters. Yes, of course, we want to give the great presents, of course, we want to have the perfect moments, but what really matters? And for me, it's connecting with those that I love. And sometimes we put way too much pressure on ourselves, particularly right now, finishing all those deadlines before Christmas with work. You know, you've got probably all sorts of stuff going on at home. You've got presents to buy, cards to post, blah, blah. There's so much to do. And then just take a step back, have that pause and think what really matters. We've stopped giving a lot of presents because presents we all have so much stuff. So we make moments, and that's what's been really magical actually, is that we've just decided we don't give a lot of presents to each other, but we make moments, and that's way more wonderful. So book a trip away to the theatre, book a nice night away, or whatever it is, and that can be a real joy to give to each other than just having more stuff that we don't actually need. And so, like sending voice notes opposed to Christmas cards, it's just whatever you can do to reduce the pressure that you're under, and also the awareness that everyone else is under pressure. So, actually, by relieving the pressure for yourself, you're also relieving it for them. If you send them a voice note rather than a card, they think, oh, great, well, great idea. I can send you a voice note back. And that's another less job on the list. But also, the other thing about doing that is that you have conversations. I'm catching up with a lot of friends at the moment just because I've sent them a voice note, say, hi, how are you? Happy Christmas, thinking of you. And they send one back, and we just start this communication. So it's whatever you can do to take the pressure off what really has to be done by this week and what can wait until January. Now, I know we don't want to shift everything to January because it puts the pressure on January, and it's a great incentive to get everything done, ready to go on the Christmas break. But the great news about the Christmas break is that no one else, hopefully, is working anyway. And so, therefore, you come back in the new year without a full inbox that happens when you go away on the summer holiday. So that's a really positive thing. But just have a think, take a moment, take a pause, take a breath to think what is really important, what is a non-negotiable over the next few weeks, and what is actually not as necessary as you think it might be. And what's the one thing that you want to do today to make everything else easier? And I talk a lot about the one thing because we spend so much time doing lots of things. And that is when the overwhelm kicks in, when we're wanting to do everything at once. If you focus on the one thing you're doing right now, you cannot feel overwhelmed because you're cutting everything else out of your memory, and your brain is just focusing on one thing and not having to dart about lots of different things that you're talking or thinking about. So have a think, what is perfect to you, and how realistic is that perfect, and what is actually what matters. Sometimes we have a jolt. We had a real health issue this year, and that was a real reality check to think, wow, okay, what else matters? Nothing else matters. So we've got our health, that's all that matters. So sometimes we do have those traumatic reality checks that make us think, actually, all that stuff that I was working to do really isn't that important. So look after yourself, have a good day. Just notice when the perfectionism kicks in and the people pleaser kicks in, and you're saying yes when you really want to say no. Just notice it. And then hopefully you can have a greater sense of calm, a greater sense of peace, and everything starts working well. So look after yourself, take care, and I'll speak tomorrow. Bye.